All right, y'all. Welcome back to the new SEC podcast. We are excited for another week of college football. And today we're talking about Arkansas going up to Memphis to take on the Memphis Tigers, noon on ABC. Should be an offensive battle, just like we saw last week with Ole Miss and Arkansas. And then this game, they're playing some G5 competition. So what do we think here about this matchup? What does it mean for the Razorbacks? What does it mean for the Tigers? Hunter, what do you think?
Yeah. One of the rare SEC leaving the conference to go on a road game. The home and home, I think, got pushed out in this one. So Arkansas won't play Memphis at home for another 4 or 5 years because of the SEC scheduling conflict. But right out of the gate, even though they lost last week, I think I'm ready to remove all hesitations I had on Taylor Green being a top tier SEC quarterback. Even though they lost the game, he's that guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm fully buying the stock of Taylor Green. I bought it last year. I sold some of it. I still got a little bit. Now I'm all in again, right? He's third in the SEC when it comes to rushing yards, and he's top 5 in the SEC when it comes to passing yards. I mean, he's actually number 1 in the nation for touchdowns. And he performed well in that game against Ole Miss. So it'll be interesting to see what Memphis's defense can do with this offensive attack.
Yeah, I mean, the offense as a whole, Taylor Green got better since last season, especially at the read, at making the right read. I mean, the O-line really for Arkansas played well, all things considered, on how Ole Miss can challenge an offensive line. Right now, Arkansas second most in the country for yards per play at 8.9. The offense is kind of surging. They didn't make it happen when it mattered most, late in the game in a close one. I think there were some play calling issues. They probably should have gone for it a few times on 4th down, but I like what this offense can do. I think Memphis will have a hard time with it because they haven't seen an offense like this yet.
Yeah, and I think that's what Vegas thinks, right? 63.5 points over under currently, recording this on Monday. They're expecting an offensive explosion. And then on the other side, just a little bit about Memphis. They're 3-0 coming into this game. They've played Chattanooga. They recently just had a win over Troy, 28-7. I think Troy had an upset the week prior over a pretty prominent team. What are our thoughts on this Memphis team?
Yeah, Troy looked good against Clemson. They couldn't hang on. But yeah, so I'm not going to count out Troy. I think the Memphis win over Troy is good enough. I mean, it comes from a good quarterback. I mean, Brendan Lewis is a good quarterback at Memphis, dual threat. The team opts to run more than pass, just as a team philosophy. They have 11 rush touchdowns on the year, only 2 passing. But I don't hate Arkansas's ability to stop the run right now. I mean, they stopped Jalen Raynor at Arkansas State. He's a running quarterback, did good there. Yep. Kwan Lacey, maybe one of the top 3. Don't quote me on that, but one of the better running backs in the SEC right now. They bottled him up pretty well, did pretty good at bottling up Chambliss, who's a good running quarterback. I do think that they'll be able to stop Memphis in running the ball, but if they can, that's going to be Memphis's game plan in this, is to try to do a little bit of both and confuse Arkansas.
Yeah, and I mean that's I think for Memphis, their best shot of winning this game is being able to kind of handle this offensive output that Arkansas has shown this season they can deliver on. Taylor Green to this point has not really had a bad game. And then on the ground, I think we mentioned it, Mike Washington's 5th in the conference when it comes to rushing yards in the season. He's a very, heavy contributor. On the defensive side, what would we like to see from Arkansas in this game from an improvement perspective?
I think you got to not have as many defensive breakdowns. Like there were a lot of breakdowns against Ole Miss that were just either whether it was poor communication, poor positioning, poor placement. I just felt like there were some breakdowns that led to big plays, and you don't want that in a game like this. You have to stay on top of it, foot on the gas, pedal to the floor. You can't let a team hang around when you're playing G5 teams, because that's what happens, that they start building that hype, the momentum, the sideline starts rolling up. You're in a tie game going into the 4th. If you're Arkansas, you can't have that, especially in a road game. So I want to see the defense be a little bit more intact. Now, Connie Walker not playing, big cornerback we talked about last week. I want to see just the defense be more intact and continue to stop the run efficiently, because if you stop Memphis in the run game, then I don't think that they're going to have enough passing ability to tear apart Arkansas's defense like Ole Miss did.
Yeah, I'm in agreement there with you, right? You talked about the running game for Memphis. Their quarterback, Brendan Lewis, only has 2 passing touchdowns in the season, also has an interception. So in the past, when he played for Nevada and Colorado, he's shown some turnover-prone behavior. 7 interceptions last year, 6 interceptions the year before at Nevada. If this defense can put some pressure on him, I want to see more from Xavier Sorey from Arkansas, adding pressure. If that means the offense should be able to hold a lead and really maintain it for most of the game. So, any final thoughts on this game when we think about Arkansas's offense, defense, the X factor of coaching and Sam Pittman and the opponent?
I mean, Sam Pittman is, I don't want to say people are calling for his job, but there has definitely been conversations about if someone could lead this team better. So when you're coming into games like this is a game that you absolutely must win. If he doesn't win this game, then I would be hard pressed to find why he wouldn't potentially be on the outs, or at least, start talking about who else on the staff could start taking the reins. Now, I'm not going there yet. I do think that they'll win this game. It's going to come down to holding Memphis. They've had 20 or more points in 43 consecutive games. Longest active streak in college football. Stop Memphis. I think that Arkansas can do it. I believe in Taylor Green. I believe in the offense. Defense, I want to get there. I think this game will do it. I think the defense is going to come together. I like Arkansas on this one. I don't think Memphis stops their streak, so I like Arkansas 34-20.
I like it. And I don't think it's time yet for Sam Pittman's job to be called for. And I think what Arkansas fans want to see is a Power 4 win where they dominate the game. We didn't see it last year against Oklahoma State. When they beat Tennessee, it was a last-minute effort, right? A lot of these games, Arkansas is kind of playing back and forth. Let's go out there and let's see them actually control the game for 4 quarters. I don't even think that's too much to ask as a fan, right? No. With the talent they have on offense, with the level of play that Taylor Green's displaying right now, and this running back tandem is displaying right now, I want to see that against Memphis. I like Arkansas in this game 35-20, and I think they control the game for all 4 quarters. But we want to know what y'all think here. Drop your predictions below. What does this game mean for the season? And as usual, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe button, and until next time.